Okay, so this is question number 2. In 2A, I mucked up. You wouldn't have known that I mucked up because whichever way you solve the problem, you would have got an answer for P. But of course, each different way will get a different answer because this doesn't make sense. Okay, so if that's 90 and this is another 90, that's 130 and that's 90. Therefore, that there must be 140. So you could have used Lamé's theorem, which said P over the sine of 90 equals, take your pick, 7 over the sine of 130, or you could have done 5 over the sine of 140 to use that to get an answer for P. You could have triangulated and said I have 7 and I have 5, and that's a right angle, and there is my P, and you could have done sine cos tan, because I know that that's 140, so the 7 and the P, there's my 40 degrees. You could have said that the sine of 40 equals 5 on P, solve for P. You could have said the cos of 40 equals 7 on P, solve for P. The other thing you could do in this, since that's a right angle, P is the square root of 7 squared plus 5 squared. And that would have given you different answers and would have accepted any of them because that can't be 40 degrees for this to be in equilibrium. That was my mistake. In the second part of the question, however, I have my 10 and I've added an 8. Therefore, this is my resultant force. And you need to find the magnitude of that resultant force. You could do, you could easily do, excuse me, you could use the sine rule, the cosine rule. Between the 8 and the 10, I know that that's 70, so that's 110. So that's 110, which means that's 70. And you could say that r squared equals 10 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 10 times 8 times the cos of 70 degrees and got a particular answer for the magnitude. You could also use i's and j's. So in the j, it's going to be 10 sine of 30 plus 8 sine of 40. That's how far it is in the j. And in the i's, it's going to be 10 cos of 30 minus 8 cos of 40. And you could square them, add them together and take the square root to find the magnitude of P. The magnitude of P that I got was 10.45.